Secondary boycotts were made illegal by Taft-Hartley. To understand secondary boycotts, we gotta talk about what is a boycott, what is a primary boycott. So a primary boycott or a consumer boycott is when a group of employees or customers collectively refuse to transact business with a company, as long as the refusal to transact business is aimed directly at the targeted employer. So I want you to picture they're not very effective. They are legal, the primary boycotts, but they're not very effective. I want you to picture employees at a particular target, okay? Let's say that the employees at this target, they are union employees. It's a unionized target. And the employees are gonna be outside, the union employees are gonna be outside with some friends and families and the union, and they're gonna be outside with picketing signs, basically saying, informing the customers that they are upset at Target. Maybe they're upset at Target because they want Target to pay them $18 an hour. So they're gonna have signs saying, Target is a bad employer, don't buy anything from Target, don't do business with Target, Target is a bad employer because they don't wanna give us $18 an hour, so don't buy anything from Target. That's a primary boycott. As long as it's done in a peaceful manner, okay, then it's legal, as long as it's done in a peaceful manner. What do I mean with peaceful manner? Okay, well, number one, they're not obstructing the entrances, so that way customers and other employees can walk inside the store. They are not damaging company property. They are not making any threats. They're not destroying things, okay? So if things are done in a peaceful manner, if the boycott is done in a peaceful manner, then it's a protected activity. Now, if they become violent, okay, and they start destroying company property or making threats to the employees who are working or to the customers who are going inside the store, okay, then it becomes illegal, okay? So that's a primary boycott. So what is a secondary boycott? A secondary boycott is an illegal action, as per the Taft-Hartley Act, that creates economic pressure on a secondary business, such as a supplier or customer of the primary business, and is thereby designed to create pressure on the primary business. So basically what that means is, I want you to picture, you got already what is a primary boycott, right? So don't buy anything from Target. Target is a bad employer. Okay, that's legal. That's a primary boycott. A secondary boycott will be when those employees are telling the customers not to buy anything from a supplier or a vendor that Target has business with. For example, Johnson & Johnson, okay? If they're saying don't buy anything from Johnson & Johnson because Johnson & Johnson does business with Target, then that is a secondary boycott. They're trying to hurt a secondary business, okay? If they say don't buy anything from Mattel, Mattel is the company that makes the Barbies, right? And toys. So if they say don't buy anything from Mattel, then that's a secondary boycott. That is illegal. See, they are trying to pressure the primary employer, okay, by telling customers not to buy products from a secondary business. So that is a secondary boycott. And those are the ones that Taft-Hartley made illegal, the secondary boycotts. Now, there is an exception to the secondary boycott, which is called the Ally Doctrine. An exception to the secondary boycott when a neutral employer performs the work that was performed by the striking worker, it becomes an ally and may be subject to lawful picketing. So my example, Johnson & Johnson, right? If they want to picket Johnson & Johnson to hurt Target, that's a secondary boycott and it's illegal. But let's just say, for example, that Johnson & Johnson sends employees from Johnson & Johnson company, they send employees to the Target that is being boycotted and that is being picketed. Johnson & Johnson sends employees to help in the store, at the Target store. Well, in that case, because Johnson & Johnson is getting involved in the situation, then at this point, Johnson & Johnson becomes an ally to Target and they can be lawfully picketed and boycotted as well, okay? That's when the secondary employer becomes an ally to the primary employer. That's an exception to the secondary boycott rule. When they perform the work that was performed by the striking worker, it becomes an ally and may be subject to lawful picketing. That's an exception to the secondary boycott.
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
Absolutely, Jeff.
Yeah, so the boycotts that are illegal,
Yes.
they're boycotts that are organized by the employees and not boycotts organized by consumers.
Right. The boycotts are usually organized by the union and by the employees, but
Okay.
also consumers will join the boycott if they agree with the reason why the boycott is happening. You'll have more people outside of the store participating in the boycott as well.
Sure.
But it's going to be initiated by the employees and by the union. It's another tactic that they're going to be using. The union is going to be using this, as well as strikes. They're going to use boycott as well to force the employer to basically give them their demands. Make sense? Make sense, Jeff? Jeff.
Sorry, I was shaking my head, yes.
Okay. All righty. Any other questions, anybody so far with what we saw? Okay. And this is what's going to happen with the unions, with this module. We're going to be going over a lot of concepts that you're probably going to be like, oh my God, this is a lot of new information, a lot of concepts. But I'm going to tell you on that, you will have unions in all the exams. You will have unions in all the exams. But on the PHR and on the SPHR, you will have more unions than on the SHRM exams, okay? I'm just saying, you will have unions in all the exams, but there will be more unions on the PHR and on the SPHR. And you're gonna find that it may be a lot of new concepts that maybe you had never seen before, a lot of new concepts and acts and things like that.